Sorry for my disclaimer. Sorry for my grammar. Sorry, not sorry. So, I have some thoughts to share about dating market, and I was thinking about that, and I can't seem to structure everything. Is it annoying if I'm going to eat this? Wait, I need to think. 1 minute. So, I've been watching a lot of this seraseven videos, and I identify myself as a Christian, but I know she's saying not Christian advices. But I was thinking a lot about her, can I listen to her, because seems like what she's saying, I feel like inside she's saying the truth, and she's teaching a lot how to manipulate men, basically, as a lot of people say. But I don't know, it's not only manipulation, but it's also about how to survive with this game. I don't know if I can call this a game, because there was a situation when one woman that was older than me, she said to me, Olena, quit playing games. And also I heard that from another married man, that I'm playing games with men just because I'm bored. So I stopped interacting with them at all, because I don't know how to interact with them, because when you interact, immediately right away game started. I remember in my school years, it was a little bit different, because when you're young, a friendship is possible between men and women, but now I'm not sure, because men will be friends with you only if they are getting other benefits from you, except sex. They can't have sex with you, so probably it should be another. I don't like how my face look without any makeup. Anyway, you just have to use to it, because people forget how a face without makeup look like on social media, or not, I don't know. So I feel like those people who are saying to me don't play games, I'm like, but what should I do? First of all, it's fun. Second of all the time games, it's a great practical way for you to learn something. You know? So I don't see playing games as something bad. And I feel like seraseven, she helps a lot in understanding how to play this game, because a lot of my interactions with men is just they taking advantages of my stupidity and my ignorance to the rules of the game, or to the hacks of the game. When you sit with card but you don't know what to do with it, and you ask your opponent, oh, what should I do, how, see, I have this problem, and this opponent, maybe he is not a good person, and he just wants to give a suggestion that will be bad for you. So I would say, first question, should we trust seraseven? I don't know, but I keep watching her because I relate to some of the things she said. For example, I love that she is saying, I don't care about height of a man, I care about money. And when I was younger, I thought I never wanted to be materialistic. I never wanted to see as someone who, um, like, we say in our culture, mercantilny. I don't know how to translate. It's when a person doesn't care about anything, only about materialistic things. I never wanted boys to see me like that. But then I realized it's a lie. Like, if you say no, it's like, it's kind of like a job. Like, I see now relationship as like almost like a job, really. Because if you have no benefits from your job, should you keep doing that? And with all my purest heart, okay, human heart is not pure, but I consider myself normal, regular being. And if I realize that it's like that, then probably it is, because I'm really honest person, no? So if I think that it's kind of like that, then it probably is. So if a relationship is like similar to I was thinking like that the purpose of every video like needs to be not only for me to share something, but also that it would be useful for someone. But I don't have anything inside me that is useful except Jesus and Holy Spirit. If Holy Spirit still lives in me, I hope so. Like, I'm really confused about faith and stuff. So like, I would really want to take a second and ask Holy Spirit to help the person that will be watching this to receive what he wants to say or can say through me. Like, I don't know. God, if you want, use me in this video if someone will hear something. Because I feel like maybe that's my talent, because I'm a person, maybe that's my gift, because I'm the person who likes to analyze and chew a lot on a problem. Like, I was even like in school, people were making fun of me that all the time I zoom out, because like I love to like chew on things, like combine. I like to gather information, make something out of my information myself. And I just thought like why it was so hard for me to write or is it the right word to say, in my diploma. Like, I hated it because how I did it. Imagine like books, it's like ingredients, and I wanted to make a salad. I couldn't do it from scratch to create something totally new. So I was collecting materials and I was just like chopping them and combining. So it wasn't like totally just my thoughts. And when you check your work on the internet, it will say, oh, it's totally plagiat because there is no your own thought. So I don't know why, but it feels like now it's so much easier like to do this diploma thing. Like I combine information all the time and I create my own. I don't know why in students' time it was so difficult. I think one of the reasons was that I needed to write in a specific specific style, and I don't have that level. like, you know, if you take someone's information, it and you process it, and then you speak or write, it will be like we have this name, Sito. It will be like through you. And the language that I'm speaking is so far away from that level of language. No, not that far away. I don't, but my language is regular. And when I was writing, I felt like it's not the science language, and this work will not be accepted. So, and also the amount of work was so difficult. Like, I wonder, like, I'm talking now for 11 minutes, and if we will make a text of it, how much it will be? Maybe 1 page if we throw away all the filling words and something not important. I just thought, what if I would just better like talk it out loud and then write it down? Maybe that's my way of thinking, not just writing down. I don't know. Maybe I've become smarter. I really want to learn how to do on YouTube like this separate thing, timestamps. Maybe I will do in the comments. I'm a little bit of a boomer. Like, when it comes to technologies, I would love to learn more. Recently, I understood that learning is the most fun thing in the world. For me right now, like, now I'm learning Deutsch and I'm thinking, wow, if I would do 3 hours daily of drawing or music or IT or cooking, I would learn that thing in a year so good. Why they are spending so much time on learning us to speak the language, while in a year I could become a good cook, for example, I think, or a nail technician. You know, I could do someone nails, I think, in a year if I would do it daily for 3 hours, if they would be teaching me. So that's crazy. Anyway, so about relationship. First, seraseven, is she good? It's an unanswered question, but I realized that she really helps to survive in this dating game, because do you want it or not want it, you will be involved in this game, and you need to realize when someone is playing you. Second thing is like, does relationship became like a job, and why do I think that? Because now for everything that we do, we receive money. Like, if I go to work and I clean, I receive money for that. If I teach, I receive money for that. If I'm staying in a certain place for certain amount of money and doing my applications, then I receive money for that. If I'm staying with a man and I'm not receiving anything, I'm just taking advantages of, is there a place for a love? Giving is loving, is like kind of connected, but if it's destroying me, what about love to myself? You know? So if we say love is unconditional, I think it's not possible. I think, and seraseven also saying that unconditional love, she said, can be from man to a woman or from mother to a child. And still, like, now I'm saying that and I'm feeling because a mistake in what she's saying, because a love of a man will be also conditional, because if you are ugly, he will not love you. And when girls are asking about, would you love me if I were a worm? No, he would not love you. If you would be 500 kilograms and obese and ugly, he will not he would not love you. Like, he would not fall in love with you. Now, if you become that thing, maybe the still love stays in his heart. That's like kind of logical. How can you love a worm? I would, like, every girl that is watching, would you fall in love with a worm? He can't pay bills, he can't have sex with you, and that's your only partner. You can't have another one because you love that worm. So all you have to do all your life is stay with that worm, and that worm will live 100 years. Would you choose that, or would you choose another man? Like, ask yourself that question. Like, I find this so stupid. Like, I understand, haha, this is a joke, but I don't know. I understand that it's kind of exaggerated in a way that girls always, like, unsure about where are they with the man, and men, like, are laughing out of it. But at the same time, like, it makes me pissed, this kind of stupid question, but at the same time I understand the girl, because, I saw a TikTok that actually the root of this question is that the girl is asking about uh, unconditional love, and it was such a good point. But when I'm thinking about that, a human probably is not able to give unconditional love. Unconditional love comes only from God, because no matter what gender you are, no matter how far away in sin you are, no matter who you are, no matter your age, like, to God, you are, like, your price is high. Basically, only for Him you will always have a price. And I remember I was listening to one Russian guy, and he was like talking a lot about relationship with God, and what really, like, helped me when I heard about a price of humanity. He said, imagine that price for saving the humans was higher than all the gold in universe, because if God could give a planet or a certain amount of gold for humans, then he would do that. Why would he pay it with the blood of his son? But that means that the blood of of Jesus is, like, the highest, have the highest price, and he paid this for us. So now, because we bought with this price, like, we are expensive, we have worth, like. And if you, like, build your worth not knowing this information, of course you will always think, I have a low self-esteem that I need to change. Like, I feel like psychology is a great tool, but at the same time it's harmful. Like, same with the medicine. Like, we remember when people were cutting or doing something with blood, because they believe that if you get rid of blood, then you will become healthy or something. Or when people were psychologically not healthy, other doctors were doing something with their head. So medicine can be harmful and helpful, and I feel like psychology does the same. And a lot of like teachings about self-esteem and stuff. Like, I don't know, recently I'm like really doubtful about this low self-esteem thing. Like, does it even exist? Because all my life everybody was telling me that, and I decided I will not accept that, and I will say, no, I don't have that. Why do you think that? You know, if I'm acting a bit reversed, or if I'm giving more than I should give, then it still doesn't mean that I have low self-esteem. Why uh, people who do not have certain education giving me these labels? Like, I don't like that. So I'm not receiving that until a real doctor will come and say, hey, there is a problem because I see, and let's take a test. And maybe 10 doctors will say, yeah, you have a low self esteem, then maybe I believe that. So, yeah. What were we talking about? About like relationship is like a bit of job. Then I flew away. Recently, also another diagnosis that I was given is ADHD, and I also don't really believe in it. I think it could become like adaptive thing because of technology. Because I remember since my childhood, I was really drawn to television and to the phone. So as soon as I got my phone, I could not like stop using it and stuff. So I think people like older generation, the one that didn't have television, if we diagnose them back then, they don't have ADHD. I think it's just a coping mechanism that like a surviving mechanism that was created in this environment that we have now. I don't know if it's a survival mechanism or it's a defect. I really don't know. So yeah, I kind of view like view relationship as a market, because like a job market, because like, and men are like in a hiring position and women can only apply, and there is official job, official marriage, and there is unofficial black job. And some of the people, they live almost all their life working unofficially without any paper, because they are saying, we don't need paper, we don't need this, we will live like that. But same with jobs, like there is benefits of working unofficially, but when it comes to end, better if you work officially, that's one. And it's also possible that you work on one job officially, then on another. But I find it always that it's always better to work officially than unofficially. Same when it comes to marriage. And because when we took an official job, it's some kind of form of fooling the government, first of all, and second of all, it's a lie, and third of all, a person that is working on someone is not fully protected and not receiving sometimes all the money when it comes to end that working agreement, or also not receiving vacation. So that's like the minuses, and but also a worker receives more. Same like when we give a parallel to relationship, it's kind of similar, because when you work unofficially, you have this feeling of anxiety, of instability, same as worker, same as employer. They never know when it will end it and stuff. And they always need to think, okay, I must give because otherwise this person will leave. But when it comes to official work, people tend to stay longer because they know, okay, this person paid me for such a long time, now I will stay and stuff. So I have this parallel between relationship and job. uh, Third thing, why I think relationship is kind of a marketplace, because for example, as I said about employment, like there is you know, proposition and the need, and if um, a man can have a better looking woman, he will always like look for that. And that's why in Europe it's really tend to have a second or third wife. And I feel like men are using women to show their status. And I noticed that not only outside the church but also inside of church. And and that's how we can explain when we see on TV screen like a man is fat and ugly and have nothing to do, and he's like bad character, while wife is a good looking, she's have a nice character and she's doing stuff. Actually, like we see that it's kind of not equal. And I think it happens because men are hiring, like man is the one that decides will they marry you or not. And when I came to Europe, I was thinking a lot about that, because different men were like giving me attention, but since I cherish Christian values and I believe in marriage, I noticed that to some of the men, for me it's even silly to mention that I would want a marriage, because I feel like they would never offer me, but they can offer me only like sex or friends with benefits. And I've come to the realization that women that stay in friends of benefits, like I finally understood why they are staying there, because actually that man that they are having sex with is out of their league, and uh, their the man that could really marry them is either ugly or poor or with terrible character, or all three together combined, and maybe with some kind of addiction. So it's really low quality man, low quality job. You know, and they think better I will work unofficially on this with these terrible conditions, but in this fancy place, that I would work officially in this ugly low paying job, but officially for the government. You know, this kind of comparison I've made. And I realized, like, okay, what's about those who live together but are not married still? um, it means that he's still out of your league. If you said, okay, I'm broken up with you and I live separate, and he is still not proposing, and he's like, okay, I'm going to look for other options, he thinks that he can do better than you if he's not proposing. Yeah, I know it's hard pill to swallow, but for me it's also was hard, because when I saw beautiful, I was at some kind of wedding, and there was such a beautiful girl, like she was way more beautiful than me, like she has this figure, like really nice dress, that I don't have money on this kind of dress, with good makeup, good hair, and and she was attending gym for a year, and her husband, like really when I saw him and her together, that gave me like such a like deep sadness, because they are not on the same level, you know. And I was thinking a lot, like what will happen with what can I expect if she's getting this kind of man. I would never want him. And I was thinking maybe people have different tastes, But when I started to be really focusing on marriage, I realized that uh, first man, like the first man, but in my ranking, the first man that I would really want, I am so far away from him, like that he doesn't want me, like he can do better. And I was actually praying about him. And after months of knowing him, like I heard in the video one phrase, like this is how I hear God, by hearing certain phrases in other people's speech or in video that like hits me. And I heard the phrase that here there is man that will fuck with a girl that is like 5 on a ranking out of 10, but they will marry only 9 or 10 because they need to show up in public, not only to the public, but most importantly to their colleagues, to their family, to their friends, and show, see, this is who I could get. So, a woman as a representation of their status. And I thought at the beginning that it's only relates to the. By the way, that was a Christian who said that in the video. I forgot his name, but he makes a lot of video about dating. Um, that's my neighbor talking. So I was really focusing on losing weight and looking better, just him to want me, but it didn't work. Like, I don't know how to, hit the gym and stuff. Like, I don't have finances for that to have a good trainer, and I know that just attending a gym without a program is kind of pointless. And I know no information. Oh my god. This is so annoying when my neighbors are talking. So, yeah, men use women for their status, and also seraseven also said that. And she said, like, each time when a man showed up with you on a public, he's also using you for a status. And I have one neighbor, and he's not good looking, he's fat, I'm sorry, but he's obese. Like, we were playing a game all together, all of our neighbors, and he was breathing so hard because of obesity. Like, I also sometimes when I go on the fifth floor, I also breathing. I'm not saying that I'm in a good shape, but his shape is so bad that it's that for him even hard to see it. He can't clean up after himself, like he's almost like disabled on this point by his own actions and his own diet. And at least he's young, but he's poor, as same as me, not the same as me, but close, because I have social support for my room and he is paying himself, so I think he's doing better than me. Yeah. So he's like not high of a status man, and we went together on public, and we were attending one speaking club, and in the end he needed to emphasize that we live together. I'm not in a relationship with him. He's barely my friend. Like, I don't know anything about him. But in the front of people, he decided to say, "See you at home." And when another person asked, "Do you live together?" he said, "Yeah, we live together." And he was like pretty loud. So, uh, because I'm thin, maybe on the video you will not see this, but because my face is puffy, but I'm like 55, 56 kilo, and he is like obese. So, and he's using me for a status, like, look, I live with this girl, but he didn't say that there is a lot of rooms here and we share our kitchen with another 5 people. He didn't mention that. He needed to emphasize that he lives with me. So, another proof that men using women for money, even in church, I noticed that old men tend to go after young women, because young women is always a sign of status. So and that really was pissing me off. Then in church they are saying that you need to become spiritually strong and then men will want you, but actually it's not true, because I knew three girls that were growing up in church and were not even growing up. They went to church when they were teenagers, and girls that came to church maybe in their 20s, middle 20s or early 20s, they got married more fast. That means that it's more about looks, um, for the status, you know. And the one that along in church, maybe they have had really, maybe they had a relationship with God and they prayed and God say no. But the one that just came, they just didn't even pray. They just went after a boy who showed them and convinced them that it's a good idea to marry. But like it happens also in churches, and it was also pissing me off, because I don't judge people who had bad experience in life, but also it pisses me off that there is a tendency, like it's not once, not twice, but it's a tendency of really broken people with bad background. They come to Jesus and they pick a girl that relatively lived a pure life. Like, I know that we all sinned, but still there is gradation, and I never saw that addicted person would be uh, running after a girl that also was addicted. Usually girls that were addicted, they just stay alone, because again, man comes in a way of employment. He's employer. He chooses who to marry, and girls can only accept or not accept. And that's the reality. Like, we can't do anything about that. What else? Like, I even knew the story of one guy. He decided to marry older woman, and she was not a wife, but she was like a long-term partner of some rich guy before she came to church. They broke up, or she said that she broke up with him. We don't know. Probably he broke up. Like, because that's what wealthy men do. They just jump from one woman to another woman, and I kind of understand that. And I was judging that, but then I was reading the Bible and realized that Solomon had 1,000 women. So men with a higher status and higher money, no matter how good their heart is, there is a big chance that they will not have only one woman through their life. We only see that only with Abraham and Sarah, that they stayed together all the time, and I'm really curious why it happened, but not to the point that I'm really curious, because I just became curious just now while talking about that. And maybe I kind of like to accept the fact that no matter like how I didn't want it to be true, but it's the truth that men with higher status, they tend to have more women than one. That's just the reality of this life. Yeah. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so seraseven helps. Relationship is kind of like a marketing place, and the third place, men employ women. And the fourth thing, men use women for status. And fifth thing, I realized that if I want to be married good for someone that I want, I need to be on their level or 2 times better. Men marry women for looks, ability to cook and create a good environment in the house, and money. Usually it's a combination of three of these things. And also like what work she has, like is she working as a cleaning lady or she's working as a lawyer. It's also like higher makes your price higher. Like for Jesus we are all precious, no matter of our achievements, but we are living in this world and here achievements matters. It's sad on the one hand, but on another hand it's kind of motivates you to do something with your life. It kind of makes sense now why we should eat properly, why should we work out, why should we look good, why should I get a career, because if I want a good husband I kind of need to be on that level. That's it. And the thing is that I'm only getting older, so criteria of my looks they become worse, so I have to compensate this with my character, with money that I'm earning, with my skills, with cooking, with a lot of other things, and yeah, also keep up with how I look. That's the reality. So it was 42 minutes of me talking. Imagine what's going on in my head. Okay, Jesus, I hope you was somewhere this in this video, because I kinda want probably through you to show myself. I'm sorry for that, but I also want to bring you because you are better than me. But I also want to show myself. I don't know, I'm really confused. I hope you learned something today, and I hope it was useful. Bless you and bye.